Yep, we're live. Hello, everyone. This is the Witch King of Samra and friends, and I am tonight running Apocalypse Prevention Incorporated Second Edition, and in particular, I am running the Quick Start adventure known as Blue Card Duty.
Oh, yeah.
So let's have everyone introduce your characters.
You first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Toby, and I will be playing Frost the Harpy.
Hi, my name's Larry. I'm playing Derek Stonefire, who's a Draconi, which is basically like the Draconians from D&D slash I don't even, the Dragonborn that they have in D&D now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's joined Apocalypse Prevention Incorporated.
And I was regaling Larry and Toby with the joys of being a part of a corporation. But let's get started, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
You were all sitting and gathered around a conference table as a tall woman in her early 30s with light tan skin walks into the room with a clipboard and several folders. She takes a moment, looks at each of you, and then she gives the folders to whoever is sitting nearest to her, indicating that you should take one and pass the rest. She wears
Okay.
the standard agent suit with a silver locket in the shape of an oval, a silver bracelet with charms that look like small planes, and an obvious sidearm bulge. Good morning. My name is Amelia Esposito. I run this office, and you may call me Miss Esposito or Ma'am. Her demeanor is professional, but not caustic or cold, and she speaks with a slight, hard to place accent. You are here because blue card duty, though often seen as a punishment, is often where we catch the first signs of trouble among our registered population. She looks around to ensure that each of you are making eye contact, and she
Mm-hmm.
says, the reason we don't have more crises is because our agents should and are expected to take this duty seriously. She opens the folder in front of her after she pauses for a moment, and she waits for all of you to do the same.
Open it up.
There are
Sure.
3 visits on your schedule for today. Please look through them and let me know if you have any questions. And so now you can ask questions at this point or just talk to her. But dossier 1 for the itinerary, species Kaoloni, Tau, Barber, Sr., father of 3 children, Christopher, Chris, Barbar Jr., and Jessica. Christopher, the oldest at 17 years old, reached out to API during the last check on the family and has shown an interest in joining API. Barber Jr. is 12 and Jessica is 7. There is a note in the file that states one of the agents should follow up with him and possibly the father. The mother, Elizabeth Tao, was deceased as of 3 years ago. Cause of death was an accident due to loss of control of motor vehicle. Agents investigating determined there was nothing actionable for API's expertise. There is no history of rules violations by this Kaoloni family unit.
Kaloni?
Yes, burners. You would
Oh,
know them as burners
okay.
typically. They're the fire demons.
Mm-hmm.
Dossier number 2. Species Octafarian. Simon Orr. Minor species from Domania, thought to be one of the servant species of the Cedrone. Simon is, by human diagnosis, agoraphobic. He runs an online business and rarely leaves his apartment. Records from previous visits indicate he is a pleasant host. Although Mr. Orr does not like leaving his home, he is social, with most of his encounters occurring online and he does have people over from time to time. Mr. Orr has not shown any overt hostility to Locke agents in the past, although one or two have reported a somewhat colder demeanor from him. Oh, and let me just post this in the. Do you want this in Discord or on the StreamYard's
Discord.
private chat? Okay. Let me copy and paste it real quick. Select. Here we go. Scroll down. Okay, here we go. Posting this in API General. Just reformat it real quick. Should have done this earlier. I apologize.
Fine.
And if any of you are asking how you've never heard of like an Octafarian, it's because there are way more demons in API than there are in the book.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, Octafarian.
Yeah. Demons come to Earth from all kinds of places.
Yep.
And almost finished. Just about. There we go. Dossier 2, Dossier 3, Dossier 1. Okay, there you guys go.
And who's the third dossier?
Species Jokin. Maxine Poe. Mrs. Poe has, on more than one occasion, assisted with invading Tark as a consultant, but never became a full agent. The last encounter was 4 years ago, when Miss Poe, with no concern to her own safety, killed a Tark that attacked an agent. The company has not scheduled very many checks on Miss Poe in the last few years. Though the company appreciates her service, this office has deemed regular checks should resume.
Okay.
So if you have any questions about them, Ms.
And what
Esposito will answer.
it was Miss Poe's race like a bird people also?
Miss Poe is a hunchback.
Ah, hunchback.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we have a program to do like virtual checks on some of these people?
No. I mean, maybe they came up with that for a little while in during the pandemic, but not so much now because API has state-of-the-art medicine and stuff, and
Yeah.
most demons get sick from human ailments.
Yeah, but I mean the guy who's the agoraphobic and everything.
Oh no, he said you can go meet him. It's not like he won't invite people in. It's just he prefers to not leave his house.
It might be more optimal for him if he actually were to have a virtual meeting. He might have less anxiety about it.
I suppose. Do you ask Miss Esposito this?
No, this is what he proposes.
Well, I would advise that you go in person just because we are kind of locked up in resources with the online visits.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that could be a thing.
Yeah, it definitely could. Just we'll have to set aside some funds for that next time. You know how API is. If you can do it with $30, if you need $30, you can do it with $25.
All right. So I looked
so you go to the first dossier.
No, I looked to your character. What was your character's name, Toby?
Frost.
Hey, Frost. Which one do you think we should go to first?
I mean,
Well,
personally,
I can tell you that the first dossier is closest nearby, and then the second one is farther out, and the third one is farthest out.
I was gonna go like new recruit. New recruit's always best.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Go for a standard check-in and see if the kid's still interested in joining, and bring some recruiter pamphlets along. Get them in contact with our people, because we're not the recruiters.
God, no.
No.
So, do you both get ready to go, or do you want to talk some more and plan out stuff?
I mean, I say we go to the first dossier, then we take our lunch break and plan the rest of our stuff from there. Does that sound good to you? What's your character's name again, Larry?
Derek.
Derek. That sound good to you, Derek?
I mean, I figure we do the first one, and then we get a hold of the second one, right? The Octafarian.
Mm-hmm.
And we ask him if we could stop by and if he could make food.
Yeah. No,
or
not he
better
makes
yet,
food, we get lunch.
Yeah, or no, it might be good for him to have some people eat with him.
Yeah, we could bring over lunch.
Yeah.
So, you both get ready to go then?
Yep, I put on my suit.
Straighten your tie. Zip up your pants.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally image emitter.
Yes, exactly. And both of you would have to turn on your image emitter right as soon as you leave the API office. If not before, ideally before.
I put it on before.
I keep it on when I'm in the office.
Okay.
It's better to make my human colleagues feel more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go all natural.
I mean, that's fine.
So, both of you arrive at a relatively quiet suburban neighborhood to a one-story ranch home. The garage door is open and the family's minivan sits parked, slightly crooked, with a BMX and a 10-speed bike leaning against the vehicle. Two more 10-speeds hang on a wall in the garage, and there is a wooden workbench in the back with tools hung up on the wall above it. I want either of you to make, or both of you even, to make an IQ plus perception check.
IQ, okay.
If you want.
I mean, that's the thing you do.
Nat 1. Nope. I don't see shit.
What do you mean? What do you mean that one?
It's a D20, right?
It's a D20 plus your IQ and perception.
I rolled a natural. I rolled a nat 1 plus my IQ. I got a 6 total. I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, so what do you get, Larry?
I got a 17.
Okay, so your perception check shows that a project is in progress on the bench, but you'd have to get closer to tell what it is.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna.
Okay, so
I am
now
an
I need you to
investigator
roll
after all.
another IQ plus perception check.
Poo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Roll. I also got a 17 on that one.
Okay, so you IQ plus perception 17 total?
IQ plus perception plus the D20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 17 total.
Okay, no, you don't see anything else. Sorry.
That's quite all right.
So you may want
tools.
to knock on the
Just
door
there's
now.
there's no tools missing or out of place.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll knock on the door.
Okay. The youngest child, Jessica, answers the door. She has wispy blonde hair tied up with ponytail holders and wears a long t-shirt with a faded Captain America logo. The child looks up at the black-suited characters with some trepidation, takes a single step back, turning slightly, and yelling, "Dad!" Going in, your characters hear heavier footsteps, and if they attempt to quiet the child without physical contact, do you do that?
Why would we quiet the child? She just yells at her child. She's just behaving like a typical
Yes.
American.
She's a little
Okay.
girl. She's acting
Um.
like a child, as all childs should.
Yes.
It's America.
The father comes down saying, "Hello, agents. How can I help you today?" He says,
Hi.
straightening his long sleeve tee and reaching for a handshake.
Hi, we're here to see your son who mentioned interest in signing up with API.
Oh, yes, but I assume you're also here for blue card duty. Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. Come on inside. I'll show you the card, the records.
Thank you very much.
Sure. I mean,
Standard.
you
It's
just
just
were.
standard checkup, and if your son's interested in joining, we bought some paperwork.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course. I know this is unannounced visits, but we're kind of used to it by now, so it's okay. Do either of you handshake him or
Yeah.
give him a handshake? Okay, so his hand is warm to the touch and dry. A simple, so you need to get an IQ plus perception check roll of 10 or higher, and I'll tell you what you feel.
I got an 18.
Okay. You feel that the air in the house is overall drier and the temperature higher than outside. So because it's winter in this area, in this city, it's much hotter and drier than it is outside. So it's quite a welcome diversion.
Okay.
I'm Barbar Tao. Is everything okay? Is this one of them inspections?
It is.
I'm afraid so.
So you can gauge Mr. Tao's state of mind with a moderate 20 or higher insight plus empathy check,
Sure.
if you'd like.
I'll try. The odds of it happening are slim to none. You said it was. What was it again?
Insight plus
Insight.
empathy.
Plus empathy.
Hey, I got a 20.
Awesome, you succeed then.
Let me also roll mine.
Okay,
Oh, 20 total. I didn't roll on that 20. Let me press it.
that's fine. You just need
I got
20
20.
total.
I got 26.
Okay. So you can tell that he is a little anxious, but he is nowhere near a panic state. From the foyer, you can see a living room to the front, a dining area to the left, and a coat closet to the right.
Okay.
Do you ask Mr. Tao to present his older children?
If it's part of the inspection, then yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Barbar says, "I'm sorry, my middle child is not here. But I'll go get Christopher for you."
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Chris, come on down! He just yells up to the upstairs.
How
And
old's the middle child?
he's 17. Just turned 17.
Oh, no, I thought that was the oldest, was 17.
Yeah. The middle child is
12. It's in the case file.
12. He's 12.
So I look at the father and say, "So, are you one of those parents who gives kids at 12 the cell phone?"
I mean, yeah.
They should have a cell phone by 10. Come on now.
I mean,
We're in 2023 here, Mr. Agent. We kind of have to keep track of everyone.
God, no. I mean,
or 2024. Damn it. The year just changed. I'm sorry. I forget.
It's all right.
Why we're doing
It's
this.
all right.
Of course.
Yeah. So, who's your son hanging out with?
Oh, he's just hanging out with his friends. Of course, they're mostly burners here in San Antonio, but he does have some human friends, and he's been hanging out with some of the API field agent children in the area, and they seem to be getting on pretty well.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher comes down to the room, and he seems quite welcome to you both. I would like If you'd like to get a general read of his emotions, roll an insight plus empathy check and get a 10 or higher.
Will do. I got a 14.
Okay, so
I got a 21.
okay, cool. So you notice that he seems quite okay and welcome and not wary of you both at all. But you do notice that in the living room there is a small shrine to the fifth sun in one corner. There are some kids' shoes and a jacket haphazardly discarded near the shrine, but not within its space.
What's
The
the fifth
television
son?
is on, and Jessica has moved to watch cartoons. In one hand, she has a handheld game system that looks like it's charging without being plugged in. If
What's the fifth son?
the fifth sun is basically a terrorist slash cult slash religion organization prophecy for the burners. It's not inherently harmful, but if they start like joining the fifth sun groups, like Christopher might do if he's turned away from API, that's not really a good thing. The burners have made their home on Earth, but the fifth sun want to take out the synthetics or the synths and the chromatics on their home world and take it back for themselves. So they're kind of a burners first organization, essentially.
I get it.
API doesn't really know how many training facilities the Fifth Sun has, but they certainly have quite a few.
Mm.
Do either of you notice or stare at his youngest child with what she's doing?
Why would we?
Okay, just saying.
Slightly interested because it's not plugged in, so it's not charging.
Yeah, can't really grind them by taking away their chargers and waiting for the damn things to lose power. You know, we burners, we can charge things just by touching them.
Yeah.
Do you ask about his employment?
How's work going?
Oh, I'm an EMT. The hours can be somewhat irregular, but I really do enjoy helping people that I come across.
That's very good.
Even if they're not burners, I still like helping people.
That's very good. Everyone deserves help.
Mm-hmm. Then you are welcomed into the kitchen, and a moderate 20 or higher IQ plus perception check can reveal something.
No, I'll try.
I know.
You said IQ plus perception?
Yes.
I don't see shit. I got a 6 IQ.
Let's see what I do.
I got an 8.
22.
Okay. You notice that the pantry is not as deep as the walkway from the kitchen to the garage would suggest.
Hmm.
Do you question Barbar Tao about this at this point?
Not
There's
yet.
no check required to see this, by the way.
Not yet.
Okay. After some questioning, Tao goes to an area of the walkway and slides open a panel. I noticed you saw something. I might as well show you. Inside is a storage freezer, and in the freezer are some glue-lick worms. At full size, these worms can grow up to 20 feet in length and are exceptionally fearsome and deadly. Burners prefer the larvae of the glue-lick worm as delicacies, and API does allow them to have and breed the worms on Earth, but burners cannot let them grow any larger than the larvae. These worms are definitely past that stage.
So you having dinner tonight?
I suppose we are now.
Yeah.
That's good.
The glue-lick worms taste a lot better if they're a little more mature. Please don't write us down for this.
Why do we have to write you down for something like this? So long as you understand that you don't want to let it get this large again,
Yes.
because
Okay.
accidents can happen.
Better yet, are they tasty to everybody else or just them?
Well, I mean, they're an acquired taste, I imagine. Like, imagine the Tremors sandworms, but they eat those
I'll
as
try.
larvae.
The character will try anything once. He's like, "Well, we can keep it off the record if you invite us to dinner later."
Okay, I don't mind
Yeah.
if you're really sure about it. They're not for
So
everyone.
the son who's interested in API, does he have any questions or anything of interest to raise in the conversation?
He comes up to you both and says, "So, I don't suppose you have any notes or anything, because I did mention last time that I would like to join API.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still possible?"
Yes, my character
I hand
pulls out the pamphlets of paperwork. Yes,
yeah.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
of
And he
course.
takes them from your hands and he's looking through them. So I can join API when I turn 18, right?
Yes.
and I believe earlier with parent permission.
Oh, I'll have to talk to Dad about that. But thanks for sharing this stuff with me. I can't wait to see if I can join.
Yeah, you just
So,
your parent just has to sign a waiver for you, and you're able to join. If you look on top, the waiver's right there.
By the way,
Oh,
Reese,
yeah.
while they're talking about that, how recent was the construction for the deep freezer?
The construction probably is like a couple years old, maybe 5 years old.
I look at the dad. So, what was the project you've been working on?
Oh, in the garage?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose I'll tell you. It's a uh it's a box. It has the fifth sun marking on it. It's really just for an offering to the Fifth Sun Church here in town.
Hmm.
It's not for anything suspicious, I promise you. You can go check it out if you want. I'll show it to you.
Sure.
It's basically just a collections box. But come on, I'll show you. And he leads you out
Sure.
to the garage, and you see the burned, kind of rough, burnt look to the box with the designs is reminiscent of the Fifth Sun shrine in the house. And he pulls it open, and you see it's plain empty, but there's some like scraps of velvet felt being pushed in and made into an offering box. That's all it is. I promise. You can
Alright.
expect that he hands it over to you.
Sure. I will inspect the box.
I'm not there. I'm still talking with the kid, selling him on joining.
Exactly.
So it's just a box. That's all
Very
it
good.
is.
Very good.
Mhm.
I just nodded. All right. Easy enough.
Okay. So that is itinerary 1 of Dossier 1
Hooray!
finished.
When you come back and be like, yeah, and so if you get them to sign this, you can join. There's also a bonus. There's incentive pay, housing,
Dental
medicine,
insurance.
and insurance. Free insurance.
Straight from API.
Yeah, straight from API.
And while we're driving to the next stop, I put in an after action report.
Okay. And you would just need to write this down in like a file on a computer or on paper like they would used to do in the 60s, 70s in API. Otherwise, you can just write the notes down at the end of the day. Unless you want to take notes in like a voice dictator or something.
Right. No, I mean, I assume it's like the actual police have like a little computer thing in the actual car.
Yeah,
I'll
something like that.
I'm going to give Mr. Simon a call.
Okay. It rings for a couple seconds, and then he answers.
Hello,
This is Simon Orr. How can I help you?
Hello, Mr. Simon. This is Mr. Frost on behalf of API. I'm letting you know that me and my compatriot are driving over to your house for a regular checkup.
Oh, of course, of course. Do you want anything? Do you need any particular assistance with anything?
Would you like anything for
I can
lunch?
give you blankets. I can give you anything. Like,
Yeah,
Do you
I
have
we're
mean,
do you have drinks in the house? If you can provide us with drinks, we can bring lunch.
of course, of course. I can get you some drinks.
Thank you very much. Well, would there anything you would like for lunch?
Seafood would sound good. Yeah.
Seafood? I like seafood.
and we got to pick up some food on the way.
And as you enter the building, at the apartment building, and knock on the door, Mr. Simon Orr answers the door relatively quickly and is friendly.
Oh, Mr. Simon.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, come on in.
Thank you.
He is a tall, thin man with tentacles growing out of his head that fall around his shoulders and down his back like dreadlocks. Simon's home is homey, cozy, and cluttered, but not dirty. He has 3 computers with various tasks going on. One computer has an online game going with a dwarf character sitting outside a bar on one screen, and on another there is an Etsy storefront. A third monitor shows an art program with a seascape design on it, and part of the screen has a forum discussion on the side. On one of the tables in a back room there are several snow globes with seascapes within them. They are delicate and incredibly detailed, with sea creatures and small but elaborate carved buildings. The insides of each of the little buildings all glow with a deep, soft greenish light. As you look at them, Simon says, I sold this online through Etsy. I have a few unsold finished pieces if you're interested.
They look very nice.
Can I just go over the customer list just to, check that out, see if there's any unusual or concerning names or addresses
Yeah,
on there?
I don't mind. Go for it. It's mostly just humans.
Mhm.
And some Octafarians. And actually, strangely enough, there was a Locke who was interested in one of my.
What's strange about what? What's strange about that? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious.
Well, Locks used to, when they on Domania, they used to have us as servants.
Well, it could be on Earth. He's feeling a need to get some of the old traditional stuff.
I suppose. Just
Um,
if you don't mind leaving this out, I don't really care for Locks. They tend to be quite overbearing to people like me.
sure.
What with them being kings of our world that got overthrown.
Reese, I get the locks information
Okay,
and
yep.
write that down.
Okay. And if you ask him about his hesitation to leave the house, he says he simply does not have a working image emitter.
Understandable. We could get you one of those.
No, I
Yeah.
have a cousin who works for API in a low-level distribution position. He gave me a refurbished one. But I swear I'm not agoraphobic. I'm more comfortable inside. I have everything I need here, really. I have my craft supplies and pretty much anything else, including groceries delivered to my door.
I understand, but we can still get you a working image emitter if you need one.
I have one.
Well, you just said you didn't.
Well, I had one that fell apart because it was a refurbished one. If you really want, you can get me one. I don't mind. Just know it probably won't get used much.
That's fine.
But you never know when you need to leave your apartment. You never know.
There could be a fire and you need to get out soon. So
yeah,
fair enough. Well, I appreciate the help.
Happens.
And he offers you some drinks, and you both sit down to eat lunch with them.
Yeah.
And then you probably spend maybe 45 minutes to an hour there.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that he has no contraband. It's just him and his supplies, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look at one of the globes?
Yeah, of course.
So what inspired this? Is this a globe of like your home or?
It's memories of my home
Very nice.
dimension, Domania. I have lots of memories of my time there, and I tend to remember them scatterfire and put them into those globes.
Very nice.
So, once we get done with that, I call into the office and ask if we can get a blue card visit put in early for the lock.
Of course, of course. I'll send that paperwork down to the bureaucracy office.
And while they're talking, I'll put in some paperwork about getting an image emitter sent to his house.
Okay. But I should let you know that normally in the adventure, you would have to extract yourself diplomatically from Simon's home because he just wants friends to eat, drink, and talk to him.
Hmm?
So you
I mean,
normally you'd have to roll a charisma plus persuasion check to extract yourself diplomatically.
well, I mean, if
Oh,
that's the case,
we're not
just a
leaving. We're
second.
not leaving yet, but well, my character's just doing this, and then once he's done with that, he's like, "Well, Simon, this has been a very pleasurable thing, and we'll stay in touch for the next blue card thing. But we sadly have more business that we have to attend to."
Yeah, and we are also going to check in on that lock just in case, because it might mean nothing, but it could be suspicious.
Of course, of
And
course.
I got a
Um,
17 on the diplomacy,
Do you
and we
want
do
any more
have.
food? I have some Domanion food that I've made approximations of. Do you want to try some?
I'm, thank you, but we just finished having lunch, and I'm really not that hungry.
And how far away is the next visit?
Out of character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, we
probably
got
like 6 months away.
Months?
Yeah.
no. I'm talking about the drive to the next visit that we have scheduled.
Oh, the next visit. Oh, that's like at 2 p.m.
Yeah, and we have somebody else who has to get their blue card, and you know how the bureaucracy can be. People can get twitchy, and we're gonna definitely stop back by when we get you that new blue card. When we get the new image emitter for you, we'll stop by and make sure you get that oriented.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Of course.
And
And
I should mention you need to roll charisma plus persuasion, simple,
yeah, I got a
10 or
17.
higher.
Okay.
Okay.
Does attractive work for this?
I don't think so. He's not really interested in people like that.
So you said it was, what was it again?
Charisma plus persuasion, 10 or higher.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you got a 16 because I got an 8.
I got 17. Yeah. So and also I tell them, and besides which, we might be having a trainee soon, and this is a good kind of mission to bring a trainee along to. Something nice, simple, safe, and something that they can learn more about the diverse cultures that now exist in the world.
Yes.
Of course, of course. Well, feel free to visit anytime. I don't mind.
Of course.
But let me open the door for you. And like one of his long arms stretches out and opens the door.
Thank you very much.
No problem. I'll talk to you soon, or any other API agent for that matter. Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
And finally, after you extricate yourselves from the friendly Mr. Orr, your itinerary takes you to a seedier part of the city. The buildings are run down, with boards over some of the empty and broken windows, and graffiti on the walls. Trash overflows from some of the dumpsters and lies strewn in the alleyways. The homeless population favors this area of town. Shady characters make deals on a sliding scale of illegality up and down the streets.
Is there anything that is illegal that's within our mandate happening on the street?
No, not so far.
Well, we don't have jurisdiction on it then.
Sadly.
You're not actual police, you're like demon police.
All right, let's go see Miss Poe.
As you enter the building, matching the address of Maxine Poe, the building is as decrepit on the inside as on the outside. Squatters notice the characters, and some shrink from your sharp-dressed bodies, while others glare at you, as if protecting their meager territory by force of will alone. As you get up to the third floor where the apartment is, when you knock on the door, there is no answer.
Mrs. Poe, are you there?
Mrs. Poe, or Miss Poe.
Miss Poe.
Another knock yields no more luck.
Miss Poe.
You need to roll an IQ plus perception check, 20 or higher.
Nope, I got a 15.
Do. I also didn't get it, but I call in saying we have no signs of activity, no attentiveness. Do we have permission to enter the building?
You do.
We enter.
As you open the door, you notice that it is locked, and you may have to push it down or kick it down.
Kicks?
Break down the door, basically. Or you can just, pick the lock. I don't know, something like that.
You can try and pick the lock.
How's the picking the lock work?
Let's see.
Stealth?
I think it probably would be stealth. Let me check.
Add up my cup of tea. Agility, stealth? I don't know.
Let's see. So stealth is for hiding, tailing, stuff like that. Maybe it's travel. No, technology. I don't know.
Survival?
No, I don't think it'd be survival.
I think it would be technology.
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
what I'm
sense to
thinking.
me.
But that's picking a lock. That's not technology.
I mean, it is. It's just not like a high technology.
Is it maybe crafts or deception?
No, I think it's technology. So you need to roll an IQ plus technology check to pick the lock. Or you can just try to beat it down or whatever.
Do you want to try that, Derek? Would you like to try to pick the lock?
Give me a second. What does the spell no location do?
What's the name of the spell?
No location.
No location. Let's look this up. What path is it under?
Travel.
Okay. Travel. But I don't see a path of travel. Do you mean portals?
Portals is what I meant.
Okay. No location. The adept becomes aware of their exact location like a GPS triangulating their position. They see their self as on a map, aware of any nearby geological features or location names. They instantly receive a plus 10 bonus to any checks for navigation for 1 hour.
Okay.
But it requires you sacrifice a rolled up piece of parchment.
Yeah, that's less of a concern. I was just double checking what that spell did. The other ones I have are more clear. I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck is that? Well, I was wanting to not roll to break the door.
I mean, if it comes to break
to.
the door, I can.
I got a 27.
I mean, if you had doorways, you could just cast skeleton key and it would.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't take that, but I got a 27 to break the door.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, we can both break the door because.
Yeah, if you both want to do it at the same time.
Sure. What I got to roll?
This would be a power plus fist check.
Oh hell yeah!
Which is your derived strength, if I remember.
I thought fist is a skill.
Fist is a skill.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I have a 26.
Hey,
But
I
still.
also have a 26.
Awesome.
So yeah, we both do the double boot to the door.
Yeah.
And
both break down the door successfully.
And I pull out my service piece.
and the door crashes inwards, and you can hear it swing on the hinges as the lock is hanging off it. Inside, you notice the smell of musky dog mixed with acrid aftertaste that coats the nose and throat. The second thing you notice is Maxine running for the kitchen with a blanketed bundle tucked under her right arm.
Maxine, hold on. Oh, okay. Miss Poe, are you? Hello. Sorry about that, Miss Poe. This is API, Miss Poe.
She's still running.
Yeah.
And if you follow her, you can see her squeezing through the kitchen window and onto the fire escape with her squirming parcel.
Miss Poe, I wouldn't recommend that, Miss Poe.
She's running. You want to chase after her?
I'm giving chase. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't recommend that, Miss Poe.
Okay.
I'm going to use my map spell to try to navigate a path to find her. So I'm going to cast that spell first.
Okay. The arcane energies of your spell consume the sacrifice required, and immediately you get the effect of the spell.
Oh, please slow down. It's API. We're here for a visit.
And I tried to plot a map course to cut ahead of her to
Okay.
surround her.
She says, "Leave me alone. I just want my animals and me to be alone."
We have no problem with that, Miss Poe, but we need to talk to you.
She's still running.
Miss Poe, please stop or I'll have to use force.
Let's see. What does it say?
I'm a lot faster than you
Maxine,
think.
who is at least 40 years old, has a knitted cap over her lumpy scalp and stringy hair. Hunchbacks are not pretty by human standards, but Maxine obviously was not taking care of herself. She is not trying to hide herself from sight, and the few people loitering in the alley who see her, of course, stare.
So is it vigor and athletics for running?
Yes.
I mean, who's gonna believe junkies if they see a person flying carrying an ugly creature?
I got a 27 to encircle her and get to the other side.
Okay, you see that you can get down to her real quick by cutting across the building and heading out another fire escape down, sliding down a chute and into the area where she is. And
I'm planning to
you
land on top of her.
Well, yeah, you're on top of her as well. So you're behind her, and Derek is in front of her.
Oh no, I'm saying like when she gets down the fire escape, my character's literally just gonna like.
He's got Birdman down on top of her.
Yeah, use my legs like harpy and like crash. Oh look, I caught you.
Okay, you see that there is apparently a demonic puppy that has halfway nosed its way out of the blanket.
I'm gonna roll. Do you need to have a skill to roll it?
To roll what?
Beast handling.
For this case, no, because this is just a little animal. But you would recognize, actually, Toby's character, Frost, recognized from his demonology specialty that this puppy is a Vorator. And they are predators from Weald, which is where the rat men live, the vermin.
So I get it.
So I get a 22 to calm the puppy down and get him.
So they get like really big and like really like ferocious, right?
Yeah, they're vicious wolf-like quadrupeds approximately the size of a bear.
Yeah, so that's I'm pretty sure an illegal pet.
Yeah, they'd have to be killed and not let on Earth.
But I get a 22 to get the puppy and get it back in the blanket. And
you can hear the barking of Vorators on the third floor apartment where Miss Poe lived as well.
I sigh audibly. I go, unfortunately, we have to call this in now
Yes.
because Uran, are the dogs at least in a room?
They are, but her apartment is really ramshackle.
Right, that's what I was saying. That's what I was about to say. Say you realize that we can't have those things getting loose on Earth.
No, we cannot.
Now, if you were out in the middle of God's nowhere and you were able to be monitored, that might be something different. But you're in the middle of a shithole part of town. Those things get loose. They eat a whole bunch of homeless people, start rampaging in the city. Then we got to tell people that there's like a bear outbreak, and then people are going to be complaining about bear taxes because there's going to be a special bear police. We're going to have to pretend to be bear police.
Oh God, I don't want to be bear police again. That's so annoying.
I take her back to her apartment with the puppy.
You
She
actually
probably-
have the authority to put it down, but you might let it become the squad mascot.
Yeah.
Right. No, but we're not that far we're not that far down the pipe. We're taking her back to her apartment.
And you
And-
see that inside the room that you do not enter are two metal cages containing fully grown mature vorators. The strong
Oh.
locks and chains once securing them now lie discarded on the floor, and the vorators leap forward to attack.
God bless America.
Oh joy. Looks like we have to fight.
Yep.
What's the attribute for firearms?
Marksmanship.
Firearms is, let's see, marksmanship.
I'd imagine marksmanship and agility.
Yep.
Okay. So 17 to shoot one.
Yep. So let's see.
I got a big Hellboy style gun.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
That's the heavy weapon.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Hold on, I gotta.
So roll your damage because they are not expecting you to come up towards them.
So you just roll the plus for the damage, or
Well, I think you just take you. It just does a flat amount of damage. Let me check. Equipment packs, or no, it would be in systems in place. Wealth, weapons. So a heavy weapon does 5 damage, and they are larger weapons, often harder to wield, like sledgehammers, battle axes, broadswords, grenade launchers, or even chainsaws.
yeah, but this is a freakishly large 6-shooter.
Okay, so you deal 5 damage to it.
I'm
It's
gonna
not expecting that.
the one that he shot. I'm probably gonna run up and kick it.
Okay.
So what do I roll?
I should mention that both of you probably have never seen a Vorator before, so I'm gonna have to be a little mean and ask that you roll an Insight plus Discipline check, and you need to get a 16 or higher.
Insight plus discipline.
Because
You said
your
how much
role
is
is
it?
not be scared shitless from these Vorators.
Insight, discipline. You said it had to be 16 or higher.
Yes.
I got a 17.
Okay, so
I got
you
an
are
18.
fine. Okay, you're both fine.
Yeah. So what do I roll for fists? Because I'm punching that shit.
Fists would be power plus fists.
Okay. And then because of one of my cybernetics, I get plus 2L in close combat checks. Is this one of those?
I think so. Is
So I
that what
get
it
plus
says?
2? It's claws.
Let's see.
They're on his feet.
Are they bodywear?
Yeah, universal cyberware.
No, I'm wondering what kind of. Oh, universal cyberware. Okay. They do +2 lethal and close combat checks.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. So I just add 2 to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Let me look at my thing. So fists, powers, stand. 24 to hit.
It's actually 22 because you don't add the lethal damage to your roll, so it's 22.
Then yeah, 22.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I roll for damage?
You don't roll for damage. You do a set amount. So you do +2 lethal, in addition to whatever damage you would do from punching or kicking.
Where do I find that at?
I think that would be under fighting styles. Let me see. Where's it say it? My friend Dane is asking. I think it's the same Dane who I know on Discord. Is asking high or low knuckle stance for Toby.
He's using his feet.
Okay.
Kickbox stance.
He's a harpy.
Yeah.
So he's doing like kickboxing now. What's really cool is they have that like French style of kickboxing, which is where you get the super kick from in professional wrestling.
I'm not seeing any like damage like thing.
Is it in combat section? Maybe in systems in place? Battle? Damage. Okay, damage. Let's see. Where does it say it?
I'm hitting the head, trying to probably like gouge out its eye because.
So in that case, I would say you do a total of 7 lethal.
7 lethal? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so Larry's character has already done 6 damage, right? Or 5 damage?
5.
Okay, 5. So it's down to 11 life points.
And then with my and then I'm going to move away using my fighting stance.
Okay, one of the Vorators is really beaten and bloodied, and it's starting to back away and run.
That's the one that's been shot at?
Yeah, shot at and clawed at.
And then there's the other one that's not.
Yep. And that's coming right at you, so it's going to have a chance to hit.
I bet it is.
It's going to hurt, isn't it?
It very well could. Okay, let's see. 11 plus power, so 16. Is that a 16 hit?
How do you determine if something hits?
Actually, I don't know that. Let me see.
Because we're wearing the last suit you'll ever wear.
And that gives you, I think, 1 armor rating against
1 tech 0.
Like bludgeoning.
I thought that was like armor 4.
Let's see. Armor.
So it's offers AR 1/0 punch proof as well.
Okay. I don't. This book is really not laid out well. It's a cool setting, but it's hard to find things, even with bookmarks. Let's see. It's a good thing we're doing this now before we have an actual session.
Yeah.
I thought this was.
Well, I mean, it is. It is your practicing.
It's the quick start adventure, so it's kind of like getting a taste of everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where would it be? So step 1 is you roll initiative, which character gets to act first, second, etc. Then you choose your action, choose your reaction, and if intended to inflict harm, calculate how much damage is done by the action. So, let's do it the right way this time. Also, you still did the damage to the one Vorator, but in this case, I need you both to roll a d20 plus agility plus IQ plus any modifiers that can be gained from equipment, gifts, magic, cybernetics, fighting styles, or even your race.
You said plus agility plus what?
Plus IQ plus any modifiers from etc.
Okay, I got a 22.
Okay.
I got a 24.
Okay. And this Vorator has a +7 initiative, so let's see. Yeah, it's going last.
So we gotta go first again because we had us right.
But it does have a movement rate of +14, so it's pretty fast.
You want to go take care of the one that's down?
Yeah, I can take that one.
I'll take
Okay.
care of the one that's still a threat. And I got a.
And by the way, Miss Poe is still handcuffed. She is still restrained.
Yeah. I got a 27 for shooting the other one.
Okay. And now we need to figure out your action and reaction. So are you doing a quick action, a full action, a grapple, a support, or a free action? I think you're doing a full action.
I'm doing a full action to shoot it.
Yep. Okay. Then do your damage, and you do damage, and 16 minus 5 is 11. So it's pretty bloodied. It's not like hurting tremendously right now, but if you fire a couple more times, it'll probably die.
That's the plan.
So now it's turn, Vorator's turn.
I thought it was my turn.
Well, you're taking out the other one, aren't you?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he's finishing off the other one, so you need to roll for that.
Yep.
Because the other one's trying to escape, go out to the street.
Yes, we restrained her, so she's handcuffed.
Yep,
right now, but the other Vorator is going to try to escape, so we need to not allow that.
Yeah, I know.
It rolled an initiative of 22.
Yeah, but our Birdman's got a higher initiative, so.
Okay, what is his initiative, though?
22.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a classic. You always defer to the PCs in a tie.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
so
just
you
what
go
you
first. Do. And
so where'd it run to? Because I'm gonna,
It's running down the stairs.
Oh, I'm flying after that bitch, and I'm just gonna hit it.
Okay. You go up to it and hit it, and you do 7 damage, and it is dead.
I thought I had to roll to hit.
No, you don't. Not in this case.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I gotta move fast. So
yeah, it's basically like, what if this is a attack of opportunity because it's running kind of situation.
Okay, so you said it's dead now?
Yep, it's dead, but you'll have to deal with the witness and the witnesses in the kindest, gentlest, least paperwork generating way possible.
I mean, can I not fly back to the other room because I have my?
I mean, you look like a human right now, so you're basically just flying awkwardly through the air, and it's a tight corridor, so I don't know how well you would fly up and down the stairs.
True.
So there's not like wind blowing or anything.
I mean, you could do a cool Hong Kong movie action flight where you just dance up the stairs.
That's exactly what I'm
gonna
do.
That is true. This is kind of like that kind of game.
It's exactly what he's gonna do, and he's fast as fuck and he's flying, so we'll probably make it back to the room going, "Hey, I'm back."
Okay, so now it is your turn, Toby, for Frost, and he gets to do an action and try to attack the Vorator.
I tell him the escape artist is down.
Okay.
You don't need to roll for this.
Oh, okay.
So you just do 7 damage, and it's down to 4 life or hit points or whatever.
And then I will move away.
Okay.
With my ability.
and the Vorator rushes out or attempts to, and tries to bite the actually it'd be you, Toby, it'd be Frost. So
Damn
he
it.
would try to bite down on your arm,
Oh,
and so he is going to try and do that with a power 5, fist 3, 8 total, plus a d20. That is a 20.
again, I don't know how the last suit you ever wear works.
You just you have armor rating, so you take 1 less bludgeoning damage. So this wouldn't help with a bite from a Vorator.
Fuck. So let's just subtract that from my health.
Yeah.
So I
So
take
you
19.
take 5 lethal.
Oh, 5.
'Cause
I thought it was 19. I'm like, oh fuck.
No, it's 5. It
Okay.
pierces the skin and bites down on your appendage.
Ow. I'm
Well,
gonna
that's
look at
rude.
Derek and like shoot it.
Okay,
I mean, that's really rude.
so now it is
Extremely.
up to Larry's character's turn. Derek, do you want to shoot at it again?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
And I got a 25.
Okay. And you do the damage, and it is paced.
Good.
So I go outside to find a witness and also call in for cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
'Cause we
gonna
need to
have to
clean up the
use
remains.
your special API gadgetry to clean
Yeah,
this
Sonic
up.
Scrambler.
Well, I mean, I have Mind Trick and Effect Sight.
And you also have your Sonic Scramblers.
And the Sonic Scrambler. So between that, we're gonna befuddle the people who live out here.
Mm-hmm.
And once the befuddling is done, I say, yeah, somebody had some dogs that had gotten into like some meth. There's like a meth lab in that building. And the
my
dogs
God.
really freaked out and bit my partner or something fierce.
And you can see the homeless people and the squatters just like blank stares on their faces as their minds being rewritten. And because the news story is logical for them, and you're not being too creative with it, they
Nope,
accept
don't need
it.
to be.
Yep, and they accept it, and they just allow you to go about your business.
Okay.
Very nice.
And there's a cleanup crew from the office who picks up the remains.
Yes,
And we get Miss Poe and we put her in the car and drive away.
yes, but you still have the puppy near you.
We take the
Well,
puppy
we
too.
have it with-
mascot.
Yeah, we take the puppy
Okay.
too.
Okay.
I can
And I
I
go to
can
Miss
use that.
Poe and say, so in honor of your service, we're going to previously for API, we're going to request leniency for you on this situation.
Yes.
Possibly get you to train the puppy to work for us for law enforcement situations. That's the easiest way to get leniency. A little employment, you're fine.
And not have the puppy put down.
I'll tell you where the Vorators come from.
I'll take that too.
Yeah. So see, right there, that's the kind of thinking that keeps the system going.
I actually bought them from a breeding pair from a couple of people upstate. They've got a farm about 45 acres where they keep their own stock.
It sounds like we're gonna have to call in some big guns if they have enough of these things, because that'll be a lot of damage.
Some very, very big guns.
So, as you discuss next how to proceed, it will take another check or two of IQ plus bureaucracy and charisma plus bureaucracy, both needing a 20 or higher to get gear to go out to the farm.
You say charisma plus bureaucracy?
Yes, charisma plus bureaucracy and IQ plus bureaucracy.
Can I use attractive? Because,
No, you cannot.
I'm trying. Hey,
You're trying to be attractive. I
am
get you.
attractive. Fuck you.
Oh, and I should mention the stench in the apartment building was so much that most of the texts suggest wearing gas masks if there are more vorators with the breeders upstate than in the apartment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You said it was
So-
charisma plus bureaucracy, right?
Charisma plus bureaucracy and IQ plus bureaucracy.
But do we?
So
We can just do charisma, or do we have to do both?
Well, if you can do both, that's good. But if one of you does one and one does the other, that's fine too.
I'll do charisma.
I mean, for the intelligence, I got a 16, and for the charisma plus bureaucracy, I got a
charisma, I got 28, but I can also do the IQ one too.
yeah. So for the charisma plus bureaucracy, I got a 30.
Okay.
And then I got for the IQ one, I got a hold on, give me a second to do math. I got a 25. So I got a 25 and a 28.
Okay, so you both get the gear that you need by calling the right people in API, and they forward the paperwork out, and they get it signed in triplicate, and
And
then
I
they
called
send
Miss
it back to you,
Esposito
and they get the
saying,
gear.
we
What's
probably need
that?
some backup.
Yeah, that's true.
Back up.
Yeah, I say to her, I say, like, listen, if it's a farm, we don't know how many people they got there guarding the farm. Because I mean,
And also, can I get some first aid real quick for my arm?
yeah.
I should
We
mention
need
it takes hours to straighten things out at Maxine's place, and the farm is another 60 to 75 minutes away.
Yeah. So, but we can get you patched up on the way.
Yeah. Well,
And
I can
actually,
heal in
because
no
this
problem.
is Texas, it's probably like 2 hours away instead of an hour to an hour.
Oh,
and
if it's
15
a couple
minutes.
hours away, my character will be back to full health, so we're fine.
Okay.
I have fast healer, so
So it's probably mid to late evening by the time or actually it's probably early in the morning the next day by the time you get to the farm.
oh joy, another sleepless night.
Are you good at doing stealth and scouting?
Oh yes, I am.
You would need agility plus stealth to sneak around the barns and break in, assuming you're doing the stealthy route. And
I'm
you're
going
going to
to
the
do-
barns first.
I mean, he should scout first, so we have a better idea of what we're actually facing there before we actually go in guns a-blazing.
Well, also remember API has money and holdings pretty much everywhere. So if they need to get you like a satellite imaging device, like photos from orbit, they can do that real quick, and they can zoom in really fast and
I mean,
detailed.
sure, but somebody doing an up close and personal could be quicker
Okay,
because it does take time to line up satellites.
that's true.
I stealthy.
So roll that
So
beam
do you go
footage.
to the barns first or the farmhouse first?
Barnes.
Okay. You need a 10 or higher.
Oh, I definitely got a 10 or higher. Give me a second to do my math. Yeah. 10 or higher, I get that just from my ability score. Add it together.
Okay.
So
There are 2 barns. The first smaller barn is for the regular animals, but the second one most certainly has vorators in it.
can I see how many vorators?
20. And they are thankfully currently sleeping.
Thank God. I'm gonna go now that I know that's 20. I'm using my what gizmo is it? It's the
And they're all full grown.
yeah, I know. Using the squad communicator. Gonna communicate to Derek that there's 20 of these guys. You might want to tell we need backup.
Yeah, I advise command of this and that we need to have backup move in immediately.
And then
That
I'm gonna
requires a tough 30 or higher bureaucracy check.
I'm also then going to go before you do that. I'm going to also go check the farm, the other building in the farms, the farmhouse, whatever you called it.
Yeah, the farmhouse is where the people live.
Yeah, I'm going to go check that out.
As you do.
Okay,
So it
you
was
need to roll agility plus
30.
stealth to sneak into the house, and that's only to sneak into the house. If you want to sneak up on the residence, that requires a 30 or higher of agility plus stealth.
I mean, I'm just trying to learn stuff. Don't necessarily mean I'm gonna trying to hold on.
And also, I got a natural 20 on the die roll, so yes, I do in fact beat 30 on the bureaucracy roll with charisma.
Okay.
I mean, I got exactly a 30, so
Okay, so you actually sneak up on the demons, and you see that the demons are in fact carriers, illegal demons who eat diseases. Killing one will release a miasma of all the diseases they've eaten in their lifetime. So standard operating procedure is to render carriers unconscious. But
okay.
because you called in reinforcements, the male carrier immediately presses a button in the living room wall, unleashing the cages in the Vorator barn.
Well,
That,
I mean,
that means you're just fighting between the carriers and yourselves.
all right.
They're in
Wait,
fact
what?
twin brothers and sister.
Oh, it's only 2 carriers?
Yeah, they're twins, a brother and a sister.
You're saying if I use claws, could I make it non-lethal or is it always lethal?
It's lethal.
Are there any sorts of gasoline or propane situations?
There is.
So, are they all still in the house, or are they out of the house?
They are in the house with you both.
Oh no, I mean I didn't go to the house just yet, but
Oh,
no,
well
no. So
then
like,
they're just in there with Frost.
okay. So I said, Frost, pull back.
I mean, Frost will most definitely pull back, but his first thought was if we can knock him out and then deal with the Villators, that'd be even better.
Well, I mean we have backup to deal with the Volators.
Of course, yes. Fire is always the optimal solution.
No, not in this instance.
So if once you pull out of the building, I got a.
I don't recommend lighting the building on fire because these guys will release all the diseases they have in their lifetime. That could be very, very bad.
Well, that's why you light the building on fire. So the building the diseases get burned.
Like,
That's why I want you to not
Yeah,
be
but
there.
then they'll be carried on the wind.
Yeah, it's gonna be very bad.
Well, I mean, it just really depends on the disease because most diseases get,
Yeah, but we're talking about cancer, heart disease, diabetes, common cold, flu, 1918 influenza, all kinds of stuff. Ebola.
So
That's
can
all
I?
being spread through the area.
So
If I-
so in other words, you're saying that it's magical, doesn't follow the normal laws of physics
Yeah,
in
they can
science.
they can even cure any sickness, whether it's physical or mental. So they can eat schizophrenia or bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
Okay,
My character, because he's hiding in the house, is gonna like stealthily talk to you. He's like, I mean, I'm gonna try to knock him out.
Luckily, they haven't noticed you inside the house yet.
Yeah.
But if you're not careful, they will notice you and try to attack you.
Yeah, I know.
So, do we have any sort of? Since we did get extra gear, do we have any things like grenades that could be used for knocking people out?
You do.
That sounds like the option. Then we're going to go with grenades. Is grenades rolled?
No. But grenades kill. They don't knock out.
No, you can
No,
have
you can have
gas
knockout gas.
grenades. Yeah.
My character's gonna like pull out a knockout gas thing. Is like, I'm gonna throw this and then get the fuck out of the building.
Yeah, is that an agility athletics kind of roll?
Yes, it would be.
So it's agility plus athletics.
I mean, technically, it'd be agility plus marksmanship, but I'll allow it. You can roll athletics for this.
I mean, for me,
Nat 20.
that's a die roll either.
Nat 20.
And I got an 18.
I got a nat 20, so it's a 30 total. But nat 20.
Okay. So you both throw the gas grenades and they knock out the carriers, so they are easily captured and deported
Thank God.
to another dimension. And luckily, the agents that you had in for backup were strong enough and well equipped enough, including one Locke and two Wolf people, that they were able to push down and beat the shit out of those Vorators and
Thank
kill
God.
them.
Thank God.
So, after you have dealt with the twins and the house is once again safe to look through, you find papers showing that the two of them used to be API agents in Europe, where carriers are allowed to be agents under certain circumstances. They fled due to association with their sister when it came out that she was growing and farming diseases among the immigrant population in France, causing more
Gross.
ethnic and racial tension and were threatening to spark civil unrest and or a new plague. There is no
Well,
evidence these two condoned their sister's plan.
well, I call Miss Esposito up and say, "Hey, listen, we gonna need to get European internal affairs' files on these people,
Paperwork.
and probably whatever files intelligence has on the sister."
Of course, you certainly did this quite well.
We
This will help
try.
you in your further duties, I promise.
Thank you.
Mm.
In fact, I'm going to request that both of you stay on.
Hooray!
Wait, stay on what? Stay on what?
Stay in her station house and like work with her as her agents for the field
Awesome.
office.
Sure. Can we have a mascot, a pet?
I suppose within reason. Just
What
try
about
to
a
keep it on the down low.
What about a Vorator puppy?
And
So
and
long as you
we-
realize that you'll have to get rid of it once it becomes an adult, you're fine.
What if we
I
tame
mean,
it? What if we tame
yeah,
it?
what if we
Good.
tame it and we could use it as a resource in particularly difficult situations if we
When
get
it's
it trained?
old, it won't be a problem.
If you can finagle bureaucracy and resources to allow for that, go for it. But I can't allow that right now with
We
my
will see.
resources.
We'll work on that.
Of course. So, how did you guys enjoy the admittedly short session?
It was pretty good. The big thing I have to say is that the layout of the book is one of its biggest flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to look for damage stuff, but I'm not finding it that well.
It's just a plus. It's just like a straight plus score. And
Oh, so
my
you just,
personal
you just do straight damage. You don't roll anything.
Yep, you
Yeah.
just do straight damage.
so like a +1 gun is the same as like a +1 set of brass knuckles, which is another thing I would say is a flaw in the setup.
Yeah.
Well, good game, and hopefully Joe will be not busy next week, and we can get a more full game with a more full crew.
Yeah. And hopefully at some point I can have Christopher join in as a GM NPC.
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I hope
to
everyone
everybody
enjoyed
watching,
the session who watched us, and if you watch it later, I hope you've enjoyed it then. But now it is time to say goodnight and good luck. Good night, everyone.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Ending stream.